I'll be posting a series of videos about the history of Christianity right here. I'll be looking at two themes: spiritual disciplines and the expansion of Christianity. I believe that the expansion of Christianity is in part a result of Christians living lives associated with the spiritual disciplines, bringing the two together. For the first 1500 years of Christianity, many of the effective missionaries were monks and friars. Whether we are thinking about Augustine of Canterbury in the year 600, or Syriac missionaries to China in the High Middle Ages, or Franciscans in Europe in the same age of the 1200s. And monks are intimately associated with asceticism. This means that the words asceticism and ascetic are going to turn up in my videos. Now, some people's idea of asceticism, however, is wholly negative. They envision those emaciated statues of Buddha, or Simeon the Stylite with maggots eating his flesh, or Simeon himself up high in the air on his pillar. Ascetics are people like the flagellants whipping themselves. They're the kind of guys who castrate themselves. They're abnormal and they hate their bodies. They're extremists who reject the material world. While the history of Christianity does have its share of extremists, what I have just described is in fact a caricature of asceticism, whether Christian or in fact Buddhist. If people, like the Desert Fathers and Mothers, are going to get a fair hearing, it is necessary to untangle what asceticism actually is. Asceticism comes from the Greek word askesis. This word means practice, exercise, training. It originally refers to athletes. So it's what an athlete does. He or she engages in askesis to be able to perform well, to be the best runner, the best discus thrower, shot putter, wrestler, charioteer, javelin thrower possible. And athletes are known for setting aside perfectly allowable things, such as eating certain foods, in order to improve their performance, or for the same reason, doing out of the ordinary things, such as running a certain distance every day before breakfast. And none of us feels that they are wrong to do so. Christian ascesis, then, is training in and for holiness. Training to be able to run the race set before us, as per Hebrews 12 verse 1. Whatever improves a Christian's ability to be holy, to resist the world, the flesh, and the devil, is part of ascesis. I found the discussion of asceticism in Greg Peters' book, The Monkhood of All Believers, helpful in considering this question. Following the work of the Greek Orthodox theologian Kallistos Ware, Peters argues that there is natural asceticism and unnatural asceticism. Natural asceticism is the sort we see recommended by Clement of Alexandria in the late 100s, or Benedict of Nursia, the famous monastic founder, in the 500s. Eating plain food, occasional fasting, praying regularly, avoiding ostentation in your clothing or your furniture, getting to know the Bible, that sort of thing. Not so different from what is recommended historically by Puritans, Methodists, and Quakers, not to mention the odd Anglican or two like Jeremy Taylor or William Law. Unnatural asceticism is praying standing in icy water all night long, sitting on a pillar in the Syrian desert, wearing an iron vest under your shirt, hating your body, even though it is a good gift from God to you, that sort of thing. Most of these acts are embodied acts, and this is because, as created by God, people are a full union of body, soul, and spirit. As Dallas Willard explains, the disciplines must involve our bodies. Ourselves, our souls and bodies, are to be a living sacrifice to God on the path to holiness. Everything we do in the body. The flesh is disciplined as the soul is trained. In Protestant circles, we have swapped out ascesis and asceticism in our language for the disciplines, the spiritual disciplines. In recent decades, this has been made very popular by Richard Foster and his book Celebration of Discipline. Foster's 12 disciplines are meditation, prayer, fasting, study, simplicity, solitude, submission, service, confession, worship, guidance, and celebration. All historic, ascetic, practices. So in short, asceticism is simply training in holiness for the Christian life to help us run this race well. Thank you very much.